Joining me now is Nicki Hutley from Deloitte Access Economics. Nicki, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. So it could be a big week, a couple of reports coming out this week. What are you expecting?
Well, we've got a whole lot happening. So we've got a few of the partial indicators still to come before we get the big GDP number on Wednesday. That's going to be really getting everybody on the edge of their seats. At the moment, the market's looking for something around 0.5%, on the quarter, 1.4%. So annually, a very, very low, one of the lowest rates we've had since, in fact, since I think we introduced the GST. So even during the global financial crisis, we didn't get an annual rate that low. So, and it could actually, we're waiting for a few more of those partial indicators, as I said, to complete the picture today. But it's a few of them have already disappointed vis-a-vis our forecasts, and there's a couple in the market that are looking for 0.2%, which would take the annual rate down to 1.1. So if you're on the really gloomy side, even if you're not, this is going to focus people's attention on where the markets are. But of course, before then, we've got the RBA meets on their board meeting on Tuesday. They'll probably, to some extent, be looking through this number and be saying, well, what's changed? What's the difference for the third quarter outlook? And one of the most significant things, of course, is the tax offsets that have happened. Have they flown through to the economy?
So at the moment, despite that growth, like you're just pointing out there, not being that great, the economy is still in reasonable shape. How long are you expecting it to stay that way? And would more rate cuts be on the agenda when the RBA board meets tomorrow?
Yeah, look, rate cuts are definitely still on the agenda. The momentum in the economy overall is slowing. The big thing that well, there's two big things we're missing. One is the consumer, and can we get consumer confidence back? But also business investment, really just outside of the mining sector, where there's been a little bit of a pickup again with those fantastic commodity price increases we've seen. There's really not enough happening. And we saw the Treasurer, Josh Frydenberg, last week come out and say to businesses, you need to invest more. Well, businesses have actually come back today, and a group of them have come out and said, well, we need more confidence, and we need the government to provide that confidence. Yep. And even if it's just saying we stand ready to act on the fiscal front, instead of digging their heels in and saying we're going to guard the surplus no matter what, they need to see that confidence build. So it's on a knife edge. Yes, the economy is still growing. It's not all bad news, but when we look at where domestic demand is, where businesses and consumers are, that's getting close to flat to negative territory. We're relying on the government sector, the external accounts, to really prop the economy up. And of course, we've seen commodity prices start to come down in the third quarter. So I think be alert, not alarmed, to use a former Prime Minister's phrase. We need to all be on standby. I think the Reserve Bank will sit and wait for the moment because they want to see more of that third quarter partial data come through to really confirm, where's the momentum going? Has there been any impact from those tax cuts before they act? But it is quite, highly probable we will see another interest rate cut. It's getting to the point, though, where, the Reserve Bank has said there's very limited effect that they can have. And, of course, the one thing that they don't want to happen, which we're starting to see signs of, is to see asset prices start to tick up again, and particularly housing prices. And if we look at where CoreLogic data has been going just on those more regular outcomes, it looks like we're going to see a rise maybe up to 1% in August across the board. So, something to watch out. It's not a great position for the bank to be in, to be honest. Very, very difficult for them to manage. So be watching closely what the language is around the release tomorrow. Yeah,
all right. A couple of reports and that RBA board meeting tomorrow, as Nicki Hutley just said. Plenty to look out for this week. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, Nicki, but appreciate your time this morning. So thanks very much for joining us.